Welcome from the illness hotel. Yes, I'm a little bit sick, but I thought that I want to make a sick video for you here out of the hotel room in, Mandarin Oriental. I mean, the details are absolutely insane. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like really, really amazing. So I can only recommend one of the most amazing, most sufficient, brands for hotels, Mandarin Oriental. But we will talk about Bitmine.
Welcome to the game, I'm the wolf of Dubai.
So also, if you haven't heard about my channel before, my name is Danny. I'm looking for stocks that could go up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50x. And I actually look for stocks that we can be early on, okay? And I believe that Bitmine is a very early journey. Also, we have our extend day trading group. We did 3 out of 3 trades this week, 100% win rate, doesn't get better than this. And we send you the trades all automatically into your portfolio, right? So with that said, let's dive into the first clip of Humbly.
I'm going to say I don't know if Bitcoin should follow a 4-year cycle. So I'm not in the camp that Bitcoin price has peaked. And the only way we'll know is if we make new highs in January, which is our bet. Okay, so let me explain to you why Ethereum, now that we've talked about crypto, Ethereum is the future of finance. And what I mean by that is Ethereum in this year, it's having its 1971 moment. I've done past dedicated videos explaining this, so I'm not going to spend much time on it today. But what I'm saying is that in 1971, the dollar went off the gold standard. And in 1971, it galvanized Wall Street to create financial products to make sure the dollar would be the reserve currency. Well, in 2025, we're tokenizing everything. So it's not just the dollar that's getting tokenized, but it's stocks, bonds, real estate. And Wall Street is again going to take advantage of that and create products onto a smart contract platform. And where they're building this is on Ethereum. This is a list of basically every major financial institution, and they're building products on the blockchain. And today, if you look at the share of real-world assets, and the prior panel talked about that, the majority of this, the vast majority, is being built on Ethereum. And not only that, but Ethereum is continuing to upgrade its capabilities, and today, the Fusaka upgrade was completed. So again, Ethereum is increasing its capabilities. And I thought this was great. This week, if you guys know Eric Voorhees, he was one of the original Bitcoin developers. Even he has said Ethereum has won the smart contract war. Okay. So that gets us to the price of Ethereum. As you know, Ethereum has been range-bound for 5 years, as I've shaded here, but it's begun to break out. And that's one of the reasons why myself and Mosaics, Shen from Mosaics is here, we got very involved with Ethereum by turning Bitmine into an Ethereum treasury company because we saw this breakout coming. And maybe more importantly, the Ethereum-Bitcoin ratio we think is also going to have a breakout. Now, this might actually be more important because Bitcoin and Ethereum are really the two most important crypto L1s or blockchains out there. But if 2025 is about tokenization, that means Ethereum's utility value should be rising. Therefore, you should watch this ratio. Okay, well, what does that mean for Ethereum's price? Well, I think Bitcoin's going to get to 250,000 within a few months. And if Ethereum price ratio to Bitcoin gets back to its 8-year average, that's $12,000 for Ethereum. I mean, that's a huge move. If it gets to the 2021 highs, that's $22,000 for Ethereum. But I think Ethereum is going to become the future of finance, the payment rails of the future. And if it gets to 0.25 relative to Bitcoin, that's $62,000. So I think Ethereum at 3,000, of course, is grossly undervalued. Okay. And in the final minutes, I want to talk about why tokenization is a bigger unlock than you realize. Larry Fink says we're at the beginning of tokenization of all assets. And there's 5 reasons tokenization unlocks things. Okay. It's fractional ownership. It does reduce cost. It allows 24/7 global trading. There's more transparency. And in theory, there's more liquidity, okay? But I would say that these are just the raw ingredients. And in our minds, tokenization is actually going to take Wall Street into a next level of evolution. And what I mean by that is we have to understand what you can do differently if you begin to tokenize assets, especially combining it with prediction markets. For instance, most people who are talking about tokenization are doing what I call a very simplified view. They're going to take a painting like this and they'll fractionalize it. So you can own one grid of this asset. But a second way to do a tokenization is to factorize a business. Okay. So let's say we break this painting down into its prime colors. And then you can just buy, whatever factor you want. An example is Tesla. For instance, you can time tokenize Tesla. You can buy the NPV of earnings on a specific date. You can product tokenize. You can just buy the present value of a specific product stream. Okay, so in other words, it's blending prediction markets with actual ownership. You can geographically tokenize Tesla. You can buy the NPV of a specific region, or you can financial statement tokenize. You can buy the tokenization of its subscription revenues. These will all still solve for the price of the stock, but you're going to create an unlock that better explains the price of Tesla. For instance, we know Tesla's stock price is the sum of its future earnings. So let's say that you could tokenize and purchase a specific year of Tesla's stock earnings. And we know that Elon Musk is going to get his pay package based on a 10-year plan. So you may only want to buy the present value of 2036 earnings. So you can do that today with a prediction market, or you could actually have this as a true tokenization of the stock, and everything else is the other time periods. A second example is product tokenization. We know Tesla is EVs, robotaxis, full self-driving. I don't even have Optimus Prime, solar, but of course, ultimately, the biggest value of Tesla is Elon himself. So if you could tokenize Tesla stock, you could isolate the implied value of just buying Elon Musk himself. And as you know, he's an N equals 1 person. Okay, so that's tokenization. I think, of course, you need smart contracts and prediction markets, and really working in conjunction with both is what is, in our view, a huge unlock. And in fact, Bitmine is trying to find projects that are really moving this forward.
So you can see here there's lots and lots to unpack. Okay, first of all, he believes that there's more highs in January. Okay, he thinks that the actual new high will be in January, when we might see an all-time high for Ethereum, right? Also, he says that the kind of smart contract war between Bitcoin and Ethereum is obviously there for Ethereum. Ethereum did and won this. Okay, so there's no other better blockchain to build upon, and I think that this is the huge demand that he sees. Okay, moreover, he explains why the 5-year consolidation is actually very bullish once broken out, right? So all of those things show you how bullish Tom Lee is actually staying. I love that. I loved every single video that he makes on Ethereum like that. And also, he confirms the $62,000 price target for Ethereum, which would be absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, so if you want us to join, check out xtentdaytrading.com and we trade for you. We want to achieve between 8 to 15% per month. So if you start with $10,000, you should be somewhere at around $58,000 at the end of the first 12 months. If this is interesting, and let me know also in the comments what you do with Bitmine. You're just waiting? Are you buying more? What do you think can happen next? Let me know, and I read all of the comments, and I hope I get soon well and get you more videos for Bitmine very, very soon.